Namaskaram everyone and welcome back to the podcast. Today we have another dear Hathayoga teacher with us. We have Kartik Anna with us. Namaskaram Anna and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Anna. Namaskaram. How are you?
Yes, I am very good Anna and thank you for allowing me to take this podcast. So I believe we are in North Delhi. That is where you have your hall. And Anna is I think one of the youngest Hathayoga teachers that I'm going to take a podcast with. He is just 24 years old. And he actually has another podcast on the channel Spiritual Code, which I heard. And usually when I take podcasts, people share their struggles and how hard times led them to yoga. It is very, very rarely that we find a very happy person, because in the Spiritual Code podcast, he said he was a very happy person. No issues were going on in his life, but he still went into yoga. So hopefully we'll find a person who has been very happy and actually know the reason why a happy person would like to do yoga, because mostly it is people like us who go through depression, anxiety, life has been hard on us, and most people think like that. Through our journey I have realized it's not like that, because if someone like me going through a struggle can have so much transformation, someone who is not struggling, when someone like you gets these tools, it must be much more powerful. So we'll see if it is true or Anna just lied in the video. so now we would like to know that happy journey of yours, your childhood, how you grew in Delhi, and wherever you would like to start, please Anna.
So, Anna, I feel like you should be happy and then you should get into this.
Right.
Like, I would obviously, if someone needs help, they are going through some struggles, depression, anxiety, or anything. They can be going through many other things also, and they can find their way to Sadhguru or to yoga. But I feel like with inner engineering, that is also what we are trying to do. We are trying to come to the base. We want to make the joy and peace our base of life. But at the same time, we know that, okay, these are also in a way limited. After that also, there is so much to explore in life. So I feel I was at that point where, yes, everything is going good, everything is happy, everything is smooth. But then what? You're happy, but what do you do? Or I was still confused as to what I would like to do in my life. I knew this, that okay, since I'm a happy person, I think whatever I do, I would be happy. No one can take this happiness away, or I can give my best in my work, but what to work or what to do in a way. So I feel that yoga gave me that balance and that clarity as to what I should do or what is needed in a world in the world. Yeah.
So now, most of us promote inner engineering as a way to happiness. But even before inner engineering, you were happy. So tell us a bit more about that elusive childhood you had, how you grew up. I would like to know more about your parents and what they did right. So that, because as a kid, they must have also been a part of that process. And your friends, how were your friends and how your situations. So could you talk a little bit more about your childhood?
Sure. So I remember that very clearly, that I was a very lost child. I would say I would mostly be having all the scenarios in my head. I would just be living in my imagination, just playing games. One thing, and I grew up in a joint family. So I have two sisters. Okay. Both of them are elder to me, and they are married. They have kids also now. So I'm the only one.
Okay, ladies. If you're watching, you can dear. No, you only put it. Just kidding. Yes, enough, please.
So in my childhood, I saw just love around me because I was the youngest one in the family. Then I had a few uncles and aunts also. Their kids also, they are also elder to me. And everyone would just, talk very nicely, very politely with me. They would always take care of me. So I grew in a very pampered kind of environment. But it also came with with a certain loneliness, because since everyone is 5 years, 7 years, 8 years elder to me, they are not relatable to me, or I am not relatable to them. But one thing my parents, I feel that they did right.
Should we just lift it up a little bit?
Yeah. Or we can lift it entirely.
That is better.
You want me to speak from the beginning?
No. Just continue. Yeah.
So, one thing I feel that my parents did right was that I never saw any anger around me. or as Sadhguru says, right, that you don't have to do a particular thing to raise your children. Just create a atmosphere of love, of joy, and they would, grow up happy. So I feel that was what happened for me also, in a very indirect way. My parents are very religious. They like to do a lot of rituals and pujas and all that. I'm not much into that now, but in the childhood, I was there. I would be reading Hanuman Chalisa 40 times every morning, or I would be going to the temple with them, or I would just be at home playing games. And I was a very, very naughty child.
Okay.
Yeah, like I didn't want to go to school. I would cry till, I would say, I think 8th standard whenever I had to go to school. And that's how it was. It was a very, very loving environment in a way. Like I remember every Friday we would be going to a movie, we would be going out, or many a times even if we are not going out, still there are so many things around my place, so many people. I had friends and everyone, so I would just play in the evening. I used to love playing basketball.
Okay.
So I don't play that much now, but I still, like, I feel like I'm a good player still. So yeah.
What
that's
kind of
what it is.
movies like would you watch like at that time? And games, you said games. Was it video games or were you playing outdoor games?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. So at that time I used to have a PSP.
Okay.
So
PSP, the one.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah, the small one. And I would be at it for hours.
Okay.
Yeah, so much so that once, like, my mother was like, "What is this? You're just into this. What will you do in your life?"
Oh, okay.
And everything. Leave it. And my sister had to snatch it away from me in 7th standard, and it was a heartbreaking moment for me at that time. And yes, outdoor games, like I feel I can play every game. Like even if it's a totally new sport, I can just pick it up very quickly.
Right.
But just cricket, I feel like I'm very bad at
Bad at
cricket.
it, okay.
Yeah, but football, basketball, volleyball, name any game I can play.
Wow, nice. So tell us more about your school, Anna. Like how were school days? Like do you had some struggles, or was it like how were you? Like were you into studies, or were you more the backbencher, or the middle bencher, or the front bencher?
I would say I was a backbencher,
Backbencher,
but
okay.
I was a very average student. Like I was not in the good books of any teacher, nor was I in any bad book. But one major struggle in my school life has been that my elder sister, she was in good books of every teacher.
Okay.
And whichever class I would go in, that teacher would like, how can you be this person's brother? Like, and I would start believing that yeah, maybe my parents did pick me up from the garbage bin.
Would your sisters tell that to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like they couldn't, as I said, like I had a lot of people around me. So when I was being born, so everyone was around, so there was no chance of replacement or
Right,
anything.
right.
So I know that I am the proper one. You might be the other one. So yeah, but like in my school life, mostly like I would be facing this, some teacher or the other just telling me that okay, you are good for nothing, or what are you doing, this is not how you should be, and everything. But I would
That wouldn't affect you, right?
no.
Okay.
I'm a very thick-skinned person.
Okay.
Like even if someone, even my parents, when they used to just chide me for something, or something wrong would also happen, I was like totally not affected by it. I was, as I said, in my own head, in my own imagination. So everything was like a la la land for me. But that bubble burst, I think, in 9th or 10th standard. I don't know what happened, but my class changed and all my friends went here and there. So suddenly I found that in 9th standard, I was kind of alone.
Okay.
Like I was totally alone.
What happened? You suddenly changed school, or like the
No.
section
So,
shifted?
section shifted. So the whole batch, kind of breaks
Right.
and goes here and there in different classes. And in 9th standard, I was like, okay, there's no one around me. I had a couple of friends here and there, but still, like, I would be feeling a little alone. So I suddenly grew silent. I don't know why, but like I wouldn't feel like talking. I would just be going outside the class, standing in the corridors, saying nothing. A couple of friends would come and they'd be like, okay, what happened to you? Why are
Okay.
you so silent? And couldn't just explain like what was happening. And sometimes I would just be crying, or I don't know what that phase was
Okay.
like, or what happened actually. I can't figure it out.
Right.
Like it's a blur now.
What about now when you look back at it, what do you think was going on? Was it an identity crisis at that time? Do kids have identity crisis? Maybe.
I think
Don't know.
like I was always living in my head. I was always just with my imagination and in my own world. I felt I came out of that at that time. So suddenly when you see okay things are not what you're supposed to be, you are not special or everything doesn't. You are not the center of the world or the center of the universe. I think that bubble kind of broke for me. So at that time I grew silent and I was silent for like about 3-4 months. Partial silence, you can say.
Did your parents notice that or only at school?
No, I was very good at hiding things. I'm still very good at hiding things. But like, if I know that okay, someone would be affected by if I say something, then I kind of reserve it. If I feel like it's not that important, if I can handle it on my own. So that's how it was like that. Then I got a very good group in my 9th and 10th standard, and a couple of my friends are still we are very close to each other. We go out very often, and at that time I had joined some group tuitions.
Okay.
So that friends also, those 2-3 friends were there. Then I shifted into this society where I live right now, and we had a big group of friends. We used to play pittu.
What is pittu?
Pittu is like you place stones and then you have to hit the ball, and the other team has to make it
back again.
Yeah, back again. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I haven't played it. I've just heard it.
In North, I think it's called pittu.
Pittu. Okay.
Yeah. So we used to play that. We used to play badminton and everything. So yeah, that's how life was very simple. Life was very easy. Everything was working out. And I was also very hardworking in a way, I would say. Like I knew that I can't self-study. I can't sit at home and read or write or do something or do my homework or anything like that. So I joined group tuitions. So till 3 I would be in school. I would come back by 3. And then I would be straight off to tuitions. From 4 to 8 I would be in tuitions. That's how the entire day would go. And at 8:39 I would be down playing badminton or pittu or something or the other, hanging out with friends. Yeah.
So feel free not to answer, Anna. No girls proposed to you at this time because
I had my share of girlfriends.
Oh, okay. Is it nice?
Mostly I think in college.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go there then. Let's go to college. How did you from school? How was the transition to college? And
it was a transformation on its own, I would say. I think like in many ways why I am in Isha or why I am into yoga, I think is because of that. Okay. Because till 12th standard I was very reserved. I always knew I had a lot of talent. Like I was into public speaking, into group discussions, writing poetry, and very creative in a way. But till 12th I did not exercise any of those talents. I was always like, no, I'm already an average student. My studies would get affected. They got affected anyway. But I was like, I don't want to be like this. I want to change myself. So one thing was that, okay, when I go to college and no one would know me there, I can be a totally different person. So I literally just changed my entire personality. Like I was a very shy and reserved kid in the school. In college, I was very outgoing, out there, doing everything. I joined a theatre society as soon as I entered college. Okay. I did a couple of plays, and I joined a poetry society and the writing society.
Which college was it, may I ask?
It's PGDAV College in Delhi, in Lajpat Nagar. So Delhi University. So I was in that. I was studying literature. So I did my bachelor's in English literature. So those 3 years were very, very nice and very happy period of my life. But there also, some struggles and everything were there. I was in the college and everyone would be, talking about anxiety, depression, and mental health problems. And it was very, very new to me because I didn't know what all these things are or how people are going through it. And I was very straightforward, very, outspoken. So if I would be like, no, you are making it up, or I would be very insensitive. Like I remember that this person, I won't take any names. If she sees it, I don't want her to be hurt. But in second year of college, I think, so she came to me and she was just crying. And she was the kind of person, I think she is like that now also, maybe not. So she would always be just talking about, she was very pessimistic. She would always be just talking about things are going wrong in her life and everything.
Right.
And I am a very jolly person. I have so much to do. I took much more than I can digest. I
Right,
think
right.
at that time I was doing everything. I was studying. I had a girlfriend back then. I was going out with her. I was with my family. I was spending time with them. I was doing a job at that time, a
Oh, is
part-time
it?
job.
Okay.
Yeah, I was teaching public speaking
Oh, wow.
at that time.
Okay.
So I was very involved in that, and I used to read a lot. Like even now, like I read about 60 to 70 novels, I would say, in a year.
In a year, wow.
Yeah, so only fiction, like not self-help books, psychology of money, not that kind of stuff,
Right.
but just
No
stories.
rich dad, poor dad.
Yeah, yeah. Please, no advices. So I would do that. So my entire day would be very, very packed and very hectic. Like I would always enjoy it. So in Isha also, I never had any struggle in settling down in the schedule
Right.
or anything like that, because that's how I used to like my life.
How much hours would you sleep during those times?
5-6 hours.
From then only?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I am a very heavy sleeper even now. If I sleep, it's very difficult for me to wake up. I feel that even now, even after doing all the practices and doing them regularly, I feel like I sleep very deep. But yeah, at that time also, since there was so much going on, it's like you have no choice. You have to wake up, kind of thing. So that's how it was going on.
Now you're
And
talking about that friend, and then your friend,
which friend?
the pessimistic friend, she came to you, yeah.
Yeah. So she came to me and she told me that, okay, this is going wrong. He doesn't understand. She doesn't understand. This person is so political. This person is so this that. And I was getting late. I was going to meet my girlfriend and we were going to go out on a date or something. And I was very excited
Yeah,
about it.
Anna is acting like he doesn't remember you were going out on a yes, my God. I couldn't resist. Yeah.
So yeah, so I was getting late and I was like, listen, you are a very negative person and please just don't talk to me. And every time you are just like always so negative, and I was very insensitive and I was very rude at that time. So I later realized it. But at that time I was like, okay, this is a very common thing. Like, why are you being so negative about it? So that's how I was in college. That's how it all went. And then, but I realized this because I saw people around me. I saw my friends going through so many things in life, which were not a struggle for me. And that's how I wanted it to be. I was like, okay, if this is how growing up is, if when we become adults or when we enter the world, this is how it is, then I don't want to be like this. And I understood that, okay, you have to take care of your body and you have to take care of your mind. You have to take care of what you're putting in the system and what you're doing with yourself in a way. So I joined a gym.
Okay.
So I went there for 40 days, and technically, I don't know how, but it
Mandala.
was like a mandala.
Right.
It was like a mandala. So it was like a student discount, 30 days plus 10 days,
Oh.
kind of thing. I went there every day. I was very hyperactive and very energetic. So my gym trainer used to say that please stop doing it. You just need, because I was always very lean, no weight issues or anything. I was fit. I was into sports and everything also. So my trainer would say that you don't need to spend so much time. You don't need to spend 1.5, 2 hours in the gym daily. You just come for 45 minutes, 15 minutes, and you should be done. You don't need to do so much. So, but I still went. So 40 days I went, and there was a person, and his body was very good.
Good in the sense, very like muscular,
Muscular, six pack,
Right.
like an eye candy. Like
Eye candy, yes.
if you see, it looks like a Hrithik Roshan statue or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but he was not very happy with his life. He was having emotional trouble. He was having a lot of mental issues.
He would talk to you.
Yeah. So we kind of became friends. Like just hi, bye, these kind of friends. Just he would just teach me, okay, this is the right technique to do this practice or this exercise, like that. And so he would talk a little bit, and he was like, there's so many problems in my life, and it was like when I talked to him, I kind of realized that the source of all his problems is him, in a way. He is not managing himself in ways. doing some few things which might not be, now I realize, which are not right. But at that time I was like, okay, but why is this happening? He's a fit person, he looks very good, but he bends, his back aches,
Oh, okay.
some physical problem always going on with him and everything. I was like, if this is how 10 years of gym or 20 years down the line in the gym, if this is what is going to happen with me, I don't think that I want this fitness. And at that time I was just binge watching Sadhguru's videos on YouTube.
Okay.
So I came across the video of Angamardana.
Huh.
So I didn't know that he offers inner engineering, all the programs. I was like, since I was into public speaking, I was like, he's a very good orator, he's a very good speaker. I would steal all his jokes or all his
Okay.
lines, and I would be using it in
You would
my...
use it?
Yeah.
And how was that experience?
It was very good.
Okay.
Like Sadhguru says, right? Like if your spirituality is just talk shop, you become very popular in your
Right.
kitty party or tea party.
Right. Were you
So
popular?
I was very popular.
Right.
In college also, like people kind of knew me. They would be like respecting my opinions.
Right.
They would be like, okay, he's very insightful. He's an intelligent person. Like that. It was actually his words. So I just came across the video of Angamardana, and there Sadhguru says that to have a body which is not a nuisance, it's a boon. Many people don't even know what it means. And I just saw that and it just struck a chord within me. And I suddenly remembered all my friends, like they were, 19, 20, they are having serious back issues.
19, 20-year-olds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they can't slouch, they can't bend forward.
Bend forward.
If you ask them, okay, the pen is here, like
Right.
and all that, I was like, what is this?
Right.
And I was like, yes. And at that time, I was earning about 7 to 8K a month, and it was a very big amount for me. Like, wow,
Yeah.
like at the age of 18, 19,
Yeah,
you're
it
earning
definitely
that
is.
much.
Yeah.
It's a fortune. And you don't have to give any, you are not accountable to your parents as to how
Right,
much
yeah.
you're earning, where you're spending.
Spending it, yeah.
Yeah, so like all my girlfriends and everything.
All
that's
my
where all
girlfriends
the-
are. We just thought, I thought it was. We need to get back.
At
Get back.
different times I had to.
Yeah.
I was not double dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We just confirm that. So yeah, if there are multiple girlfriends, there are multiple breakups, and I think
Yeah.
we need to know how did you manage that also after you complete
Yeah.
that line of thought. Yeah.
Sure. So like I was, getting that kind of money, and Angamardana charge was 5,000 rupees.
Okay.
And I had to travel to Chhatarpur. From North Delhi to Chhatarpur or to the Delhi center, it's like about 1.5 hour of travel. Metro, plus you have to take a cab,
Yeah.
and it was like another 150 or 200 rupees per day. So it was like a 6,000 or 7,000 course for me. And it was the middle of the month. I was already stretched with all my things going on in college and everything. So, and I don't know what happened after looking at that video. I just registered for the program.
Was it the Sadhguru video or was it that Angamardana short film? Which one?
No. It was the Sadhguru video.
Sadhguru.
The Sadhguru where he gives an introduction about Angamardana, that 5 minute
5-minute video.
Yeah, where Sadhguru is talking about Angamardana. And I got to know that there's a program happening in Delhi Center. I didn't know anything about Isha. I have no clue who he is. I just knew that his name is Sadhguru. I don't know about ashram. I don't know about anything. I'm totally ignorant of everything. So, but I really loved the vibe and the space of Delhi Center. First day I went, so I registered for it, and while going to Delhi Center, I was like, I'm a fool that I have given 6,000 or 5,000 for this program, and I am, already stretched financially. And at that time, I was not asking any money from my parents.
Right.
So since I was earning, I told them that I don't need money. It was not like from their side. They would, if I would have asked, they would have given me money. But I didn't feel right within myself to ask that after a certain age. So so while going to in the metro, I was like, I'm a fool. I'll just go there and I'll ask my money back. So I went there and I actually went to ask my money back. I was like, I just want my money back. I registered by mistake. I really have no intention of doing this program. So I'll do it later. I went there and the volunteers, namaskaram, please come, you can sit here.
Trapped.
Yeah, I was trapped. I was like, okay, so it's a 5-day course. So let me attend one day and then I'll tell them, so they at least 4,000 they should give back to me. So I'll get a refund of 4,000. So I attended the first day. Until then, I had built this perception about myself. Oh, I'm a very fit person. I play so many sports. I used to walk a lot. So I would be walking like about 5-7 kilometers also without getting tired or anything. So I saw a 60-year-old man doing in front of me, and he was doing better than me. There was a lady, so she was able to do all the practices, and I was like about 18 inches away from the ground.
Right.
I was like, "What is this?" And but I really loved the way the teacher was handling things, the way teacher presents themselves.
May I ask who the teacher was?
Neha Akka. So I think she lives in South Delhi. So she taught me Angamardana, and I was just enthralled about the whole space, about the Yogapadi music that we hear, about the way they teach in Isha, and everything. So I was like, this is something valuable. I don't know what it is. I really don't know, anything about what is happening here, but I feel like it is going to add some value in my life. So, and in college, this thing had entered my head that I want to just grow in life. So, till then, I think it was just material aspects. And then, when I was seeing people around me, slowly it seeped into me that, okay, body and mind also you should take care of. And when I went through Angamardana, I was going through like this. I'll just tell you a funny story about Angamardana program. So second day or third day, I just went there about 1 hour early because I really wanted to just see the entire space. I went there a little early, and there was one person sitting inside and doing Shambhavi.
Okay.
So he's doing fluttering, and I didn't know what is Shambhavi or anything. I was like, something happened to him. He's having fits.
Okay.
I went there and I shook him. I was like, are you okay? Are you okay?
Okay.
And one person just came running like, I have done something, some sin or something. And he's like, what are you doing? He's doing his practice and everything. And since I was the youngest one
Right.
of the lot, and everyone, I think in a group Angamardana program, people develop a camaraderie because it's like, okay, you can't do it, I can't do it, we are brothers. So after the session, they were like, oh, you don't know inner engineering? So usually Angamardana is the last program anyone would do because it's a very physical program.
I also did it last.
Yeah. And they would be like, no, it's straining and all that. So they were like, you have not done inner engineering, you should do it, and you'll be very happy. The life becomes like this, like that. You are very peaceful. I'm like, I'm already that. So I was like, I'm not doing any inner engineering. Meditation and everything is all bullshit, and it's not for me. And there's no need for that. I'm very happy with Angamardana. It's like doing a gym. It's a very physical thing, and I was also feeling like a Hulk after doing it. So yeah, that's how it was. And I was like, I'm never ever going to do inner engineering and all this. Then, but I was in contact with my teacher. Every other week, I would just call her, ask some doubts, or just talk to her in general, and we would just talk. She might not even remember it now.
Right.
It's too way back, but it was a very deep experience for me, just connecting with the teacher and just being in contact with them. So suddenly, I don't know what we were talking about, and she said that, Kartik, if you want to grow in a big way, go for inner engineering. I told her, Akka, I'm really not interested, to be very honest. I'm just happy with Angamardana. I'm not also keeping it very regular. I do it 4 or 5 times a week, and still I'm enjoying so many benefits. I want to make this regular first. So she said, do one thing, don't do practice. Don't practice whatever they teach you. But just 7 days, why don't you just go?
Right.
Just go sit. If you are anyways free in the evenings at that time, just go for it. If you don't find anything valuable, it's okay. Otherwise, you just go have fun and come.
Right.
I was also very chill at that time. I said, okay. I went there for the on-spot registration, and the charges were 4,000. And at that time, they were having some student discount. So I got it at 1,600.
Okay. Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
I was like, okay, it's kind of free for me because at that time I was also having some big money rolling in.
Big money rolling in. What was that business?
That was 20,000 rupees.
Oh, okay.
So from my where I used to teach
What
only.
business in Delhi were you doing, Anna? We'll edit that part if it's some illegal.
You can keep it.
Illegal business. I'm just kidding.
So basically, there used to be a summer camp that was going on and everything, and I was teaching a lot extra than what I would usually teach.
Speech,
So,
like public speaking only? Or?
yeah, and I had won some competitions in Delhi University. If you win a few competitions, they have some prize money.
Oh, wow.
1,500, 2,000, 1,000, something like this.
What were those topics about? What would you speak about? I just want to know. Just
I would mainly be speaking about, at that time, whatever political issues would be going on. This Kanhaiya Kumar thing was very big. This pride thing was very big at that time.
What was
LGBTQ community and their rights.
Right.
And different other topics about BJP, about this party, that party, some stand they would have taken, or these kind of issues, or some bill that is being passed, Lokpal bill, all these kind of things that were there, corruption, all this.
So you would win prizes, you would get the first prize or the runners up?
Yeah, special mention, sometimes second prize, third prize, first prize. Mostly I was in poetry. Group discussions also I would go in. Debating I would not like that much. I did went for a few, but I did not like that much because it was like, okay, you don't believe in something, but you're strongly talking about it.
Yes.
So I was like, why are you talking about it? So what would happen in the DU debating circle, and I'm definitely sure it's now also. So let us say you and me are debating. And let us say the issue is that, okay, BJP is a very corrupt party or something like that, and I am defending them, and you are nailing them, or you are supporting them. Now, let us say I am not a BJP supporter. Okay, for example, at that time I wasn't. Now I don't want to make anything clear. I don't think that we should influence people in any way. But at that time, let us say I was not. I was very anti. So because the kind of things that I would be hearing about, and in college we all are rebellious, and we find a thrill.
You're all Che Guevara.
Yeah. All we are all. I used to have a T-shirt.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it was a wonderful. I don't know where I lost it in the ashram.
He's very supposed to be.
Yeah. So at that time I am supposed to defend this one and this thing which I totally do not believe in, and I am strongly talking about how they are good, how it is right. And after that, those two people would be doing that. I would also be doing that in topics like these. And after that, I'm coming and I'm like, oh, I got a prize for it. No, yaar, I really don't feel like, this is right. And when you talk to the other person after, like, usually it's like on the podium, you are like, you're going to cut each other's throat. But once you come down, you are like, buddies. You're going to the canteen together, just talking together, roaming around in Delhi together. So I was just talking with the other debater, and he was like, no, I don't believe all this. This is all crap and everything. And so I was like, but why were you speaking so strongly about it? Because the way he was speaking, the way he was acting, in a way, I was like, wow, this person has such strong views, and he is very clear in his head. And at that time, I was like, okay, so people speak what they don't believe in. I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I was never that kind of a person also. So I kind of stopped debating. So, but I used to do a lot of poetry. So, Hindi poetry, Urdu poetry, English poetry. So at that time I was doing a lot of that. So I got a lot of money from that also in the fest season and everything. And then I had this place where I was working. So there also some good amount of money rolled in. And I was like, 1600 is nothing. I was feeling like the king of the world at that time. Like, like let us say if you give a 18-year-old, I was 18 at that time when I did inner engineering. An 18-year-old has 25,000 rupees.
It's huge. Yeah.
It's a huge amount. Like what all you can do. And wherever you want to go and eat, you can go and eat. You can take your friends. And you can just have
girlfriends.
And friends. So I used to have a very big group in college. We were about 16 to 17 people actually in one big group. But that broke eventually. But we were a very happy group. The Jan of college, so as to say. So at that time, 1600 were nothing for me. I went for it, and after inner engineering class, they would be talking responsibility, they would be talking positive planning, negative planning, and I would be having gravy momos right after the class. Because there was a stall which used to sell really good momos.
Just outside the?
Just outside.
Wow.
Just outside the metro station. So here is the center, here is the metro station, and here is the gravy momos. So yeah. I would be having that, and I went through the program. And Shambhavi, I was very irregular with. I was
Irregular or regular?
irregular.
Irregular.
I
Okay.
never did Shambhavi. Once a week, twice a week,
Okay.
maybe. Like Sadhguru says, like Purnami meditator.
Ha, ha,
I
ha.
was that.
Right.
So, but I was kind of regular with my Angamardana. Till Sadhanapada, actually, I did not complete my mandala also of Shambhavi. Yeah, this is how it was going in college, and I was like, I have hit a gold mine kind of thing with inner engineering. The kind of understanding that came my way. Like I became, I would say, a little worldly wise also after doing inner engineering. Till then, I feel, whatever was in my head, I would be on my mouth.
Could you expand that a bit? What do you mean by worldly wise in terms of action?
In terms of like what to say where, or what when you want to say something but you hold back, or you don't have to involve yourself in every other thing.
Right.
For example, this person who came to me and I said very rude things
Right,
to
right,
her.
right.
I later realized that there's other ways also to avoid those kind of people in your life, or just to go through the side. You don't need to tackle everyone or everything or every situation that happens in your life. So I felt like in that way, in the way of managing my own relationships, managing my own money, managing my family, being emotionally wise, having an emotional quotient, and everything. I felt like I became very sensitive after that, uh, in relation to what I was at that time. So that is how I felt like, okay, inner engineering is doing something, Angamardana is doing something. Then when I went through BSP, and I went through BSP, and that kind of solidified this thing that, okay, I should do Shambhavi.
Right.
That is when I started doing the practices regularly, I would say, after about 8 months of learning these two practices.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from there, Anna, you just mentioned that you went for Sadhanapada. So how did that transition happen? Like, was it after Bhavaspandana that you decided to go for Sadhanapada? I think I remember a little bit in spiritual code, but I would like you to go through it again.
Sure.
It's okay.
So, how Sadhanapada happened was that I went through BSP, and I had kept a very tight schedule in BSP. So, I landed up in the ashram and I found it so beautiful. And I was just enthralled by the architecture, by the way people were, the whole space was. And I wanted to be in the Handlinga. I did not even get much time in the Handlinga or anywhere.
Can I just ask you one thing? So sorry
Yeah.
for interrupting. When you told your parents that you want to go to the ashram, were they okay with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
For them, it was a 3-day thing only.
Okay.
The BSP.
Right.
They were like, yeah, you go.
Right.
You want to go, you go. So I went to BSP, and it was crazy. BSP was crazy. And I had to leave ashram as soon as BSP got over. The very next day, I had to leave. I did not have much time in the ashram. So, and I clicked a picture with Adiyogi running.
Oh, is it? Right. How did you manage that?
So basically, at welcome point, the taxi was almost there,
Right.
and there was another person who
Okay.
was traveling with me to the airport.
Right.
And I said that I haven't clicked a picture with Adiyogi. I haven't even seen it. So he said, no, it's not consecrated or anything. He was a very spiritual person. I was just having fun.
Why did he say that there is a Yogeshwar Linga in front
He
of-
didn't know.
Oh, he didn't know. Okay.
It was his first visit also.
Acha, okay.
So he just knew about Linga Bhairavi and
Right.
Dhyan Linga. So I said that it's okay.
Yeah.
Even if it's a monument, I just want to go
Selfie to
there.
banta hai,
Selfie to banta hai. So I was like, just hold the taxi for 5 minutes.
5 minutes from
And I
welcome
didn't
home
know.
to Adiyogi. Yeah.
I didn't know
Right.
how far it is or anything. Someone just told me, yeah, it's just outside the ashram.
Yeah, right.
Some security order or something. So I was like, okay. I ran.
Uh.
I ran like crazy. From welcome point till Adiyogi, I was like literally sprinting.
Yeah.
All my way through. I went there. I just asked one person to click a couple of pictures, and I just ran back.
Okay.
So that's how it was very tight for me in BSP. I was like, I went to the ashram and I did not explore the ashram, because as soon as I entered BSP, they locked me in the Spanda hall.
Right.
So I had this longing that, okay, I want to go back to this space. I feel like had it not been tight, or had I had one more day to explore ashram, maybe I would not have gone back.
Come back to Delhi.
No. Gone back to ashram.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah, like my Isha journey, I feel like would have kind of ended there.
Right.
I would not have continued.
You would have like, I've seen everything.
Yeah, it's like, okay, there are these 2-3 things to see in the ashram. I've seen that. Now I'm back in Delhi. I have these two practices. I'm happy.
Happy.
Yeah, I would not have gone for any other program or anything. But since that longing was there, then I volunteered for BSP.
You are the longing to just see Adiyogi or just to be the ashram to see?
No, just to be in the ashram for a day, just to sit in the Dhyanlinga without any rush, just to go around, just to look at everything, just to take in the beauty of the ashram, sit in Nandi ground and Nalanda ground, and like that's all it was. So I went for a volunteering in BSP in a few months later. And there, the experience of BSP volunteering, I had been nothing through that intense. BSP volunteering. And I was like, I say that I was always happy. That time I was blissed out. For 3 days, I was literally just floating in the air. It was that kind of sensation for me, BSP volunteering. And that was the first volunteering that I had done. I had not volunteered for inner engineering or anything. So I volunteered for BSP. And at that time, Sadhguru was coming back from Kaveri College.
Oh, okay, wow.
So he had a satsang. There, I attended the satsang and everything. And there he was, I think, talking about Sadhanapada, or I had seen some poster or something. And do you know Akramana? He's in the Sadhanapada team.
No,
So,
I don't think so.
Yeah. So everyone from Sadhanapada kind of knows him.
Okay.
So at that time, I was not finding any space to sit. So I didn't know who he was. So he just said that there's some space here, you can sit here. So I just sat there, and everything went on. And Sadhguru was talking about doing your sadhana regularly. And,
Right.
like I'm the one-time meditator.
Purnami meditator.
Purnami meditator.
Right.
So I don't know, I just told him that I really want to do my sadhana regularly, but it just doesn't happen for me. So he just looked at me, and I don't know why, and I later asked him also. He said even he doesn't know why, but he said you should do Sadhanapada. So I was like, okay. I came back, and then I enrolled my mother for inner engineering actually. So she used to see,
okay.
I would close my door, and no one would know in my family for about good 1 year that what is he doing in that room.
Is it?
I was doing Angamardana, I was making ahu sound.
Yeah.
Like what is happening, and he doesn't let us in. And and all that. So my mother was interested, and she had started seeing Sadhguru's videos on Facebook, Hindi videos on YouTube and everything. So there was a mega program happening in Greater Noida. I enrolled her for that. And there also there was a standee of Sadhanapada. I was like 7 months, my parents are not going to let me go. I myself don't want to go because I had different plans for my life at that time. I did not want to take 7 months out of my life. I had everything planned. So I would do my bachelor's first, then I would do my master's. I wanted to be a professor of literature.
Right.
So then I would do my master's, then I would do my PhD. I would become a professor in English literature. I would be teaching in Delhi University or somewhere, and life would be happy. Like everything would be good. There's good money in this profession, and there's good respect and everything that you want to take into consideration. Everything was set for me, and I just signed up for Sadhanapada. I was like, okay, they are not going to select me anyways. Because since school I was, a bit like, okay, no one selects me for anything. I'm a very average person. In college also, I think somewhere I kind of had this thing that, okay, I'm kind of average in debating and group discussion. Yes, I am a good speaker, but there are people who are better than me. I knew that. And I can't write poetry as well as this person. I know that. So I accepted that kind of thing. So I was like, anyways, I'm not going to select. They told me so many interviews, this happens, that happens. I just signed up. So I got a confirmation.
Oh, all the interviews, everything?
Everything happened. Right. So I just had one interview.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did not ask me to come for trial period.
Okay.
They did not trouble me at all.
Right.
It was like I applied. A few days later, I got a call. And then I had an interview. I was going to the ashram again for BSP volunteering in December. There I had one interview while I was there, and that was all. In December I had my interview, in January I had my confirmation. Right. In 2020. So now we are entering slowly the COVID period. Right. So January I got my confirmation. Then I was super confused. Like whether to do my masters or to do Sadhanapada. Right. Because if I go for Sadhanapada, I don't know whether I will be doing my masters or how it is going to roll out. or shall I do my MA first? But I was always like, okay, if I get into MA, I would get into job or something like that also. So then I will not have any time to do Sadhanapada. And I was very excited about the way it was being promoted at that time and all the videos available and everything. So and actually I had seen the making of a Hathayogi. So
Okay.
actually I wanted to do Hathayoga teachers training,
Yeah.
but I was like, I don't have that kind of money, and I don't have that much courage to ask my parents to enroll me into this or anything. So I was like, what to do? And when I had gone for a BSP volunteering, while my interview for Sadhanapada was also happening, I asked a ma there. I don't know her name. I just know her by face. And I asked her once. She told me her name, and I forgot it.
Right.
But it's wrong of me because she has played a very big part in my life in a way. So I said, Ma, I'm very confused. Shall I do Hathayoga teachers training or shall I do Sadhanapada? I was very young also. I used to talk just like that with anybody. So she said, why do you want to do teachers training?
Huh.
She was also having fun with
Right,
me.
right.
So I said, oh, like I feel it's fun. Like I really like doing Angamardana.
Huh.
So she's like, okay, are you regular with your practice and everything? So I said, no. So she said that when you don't know the significance of these practices, why do you want to offer these? Let us say I know that this practice has been working very well for me, but is it for you? You don't know because you have not practiced every day. So I was like, yeah, you're right. So she said, first do the practices regularly, see what they're doing to you, not just physically. Okay. You do Surya Kriya also once a week, and I feel you should be feeling a little bit of fitness.
Right.
But the significance of these practices is totally different. And I was like, yeah, so what shall I do? And at that evening, there was satsang with Sadhguru where Akramanna went and he said, you should do Sadhanapada, and that thing entered my head. So I registered for Sadhanapada, I got confirmation and I was confused, MA or Sadhanapada. Then COVID hit. And I knew that I don't want to do any online
Yeah.
masters because the whole thrill of being in a literature classes, the teacher is sitting in front of you. You both have read the novel or the text, and now you're discussing about it. They have a different opinion, you have a different opinion, and you're trying to convince each other, or you're just trying to enjoy the different perspectives people have regarding the same thing. So I did not want to do it online. And at that time, I was also getting into that, at least in Delhi University, it was very analytical. So I got into literature because of my love for stories, of just reading and it became very intellectual and
How is that? Like, what is intellectual and like?
So, for example, let us say there's a story, they just want to talk about, okay, why he did this, why he did that. He did it, enjoy it, it's a story.
Right.
You don't have to get into
Yeah,
everything, and sometimes if you don't have any explanation for a few things, I think it's fine.
It's fine.
You don't have to be so rigid about it. And it was like that. And I was also feeling that, okay, do I really want to go ahead with this? Because if I go into MA, it is going to be a little, complicated also. And I can just go on like right now also. I have not done my masters or I have not done my PhD, but I still read.
Right.
I would say I am still a literature student.
True.
I do read a lot of books. I do read heavy literature also at times, and I enjoy it. I don't have the trouble of writing papers,
Right.
research papers, this or that or something like that. It's very easy for me. I want to drop something, I can drop something altogether. I have that luxury now. But I was like, okay, for sure, I don't want to do it online. I might be going for MA, but not now, not online. So I said, let me go for Sadhanapada. Then I got into Sadhanapada. That was also another struggle that I have already spoken of. If you want me to repeat it.
Yes, we would really love to know about that. I think in the other podcast, Anna cut it and he said we'll do it in some other. Did he say something like
I'm
that?
not sure.
Yeah, some part I think. I don't
I'll
know whether it's
repeat
like.
it.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
repeat
please.
it if you wish to keep it. So I registered for Sadhanapada. I got my confirmation, and the program was supposed to start on 4th July. I think that was the Guru Purnima in 2020, and the date kept pushing on. And we got a mail from Sadhanapada this year. We don't know whether it is going to happen or not. And since I was like, I already have a confirmation for Sadhanapada, I did not apply for masters in the English literature anyway. So all the forms and everything got over, and I was like, oh my god, this is going to be a gap year or what? I did not want to take any gap year. And suddenly I receive a call on 13th August from one Akka in the ashram from Sadhanapada team, and she says that one batch we are calling one more batch of Sadhanapada, and it's just going to be 100 people, uh, and you have to be here on 16th August.
When did she call you?
13th August.
Okay.
So, and I had not talked to my parents about it.
Nothing about Sadhanapada. That
I had just told them, see, there's a confirmation, and I'm confused whether to do MA or to do
Right.
this. And they were asking me, have you filled forms for masters and everything? And I said yes.
Yeah.
I had not filled it.
Okay.
I was like, for Sadhanapada.
Yeah.
But at that time, I did not want to,
Yeah.
start a row at home.
Yeah, true.
That, okay, what will you do by doing this and all that. So 13th August, I sat my parents down and I said, that see, I want to go for Sadhanapada. I have not applied anywhere in masters, and I need to be there on 16th. I need to quarantine for 7 days in Coimbatore city. I had not traveled solo anywhere till that point in my life. I need to quarantine 7 days here in Coimbatore city, 14 days in the ashram, and then they let me in the ashram. And at that time, I was having my final exams for bachelor's.
Right.
So I was still not done with my exams for bachelor's.
You are not done for the exam.
I am not graduated yet.
Okay.
I have 3 or 4 exams still left that I need to write.
So would that
It was
get over
online.
by 16th? Oh, it's online.
Yeah, it's online.
Okay.
So they were like, what is this? What will you do? Why do you want to waste your 7 months and everything? But I feel, once again, like, kudos to my parents that they have always been supportive in that way. If they see that, okay, this person is committed towards what they want to do, it's not, they're doing something just like that. They're committed, they saw conviction in my eyes, maybe, that yes, I really want to go for Sadhanapada. They said, okay, you go. It was very hard on them, those 7 months being away from me and everything. I was not very attached with my parents at any point of time, but they were very attached to me. So I went, and my 3 exams of college I wrote while being in quarantine in Coimbatore.
Right.
So that's how the entire thing went. And then I entered Sadhanapada. So one more thing I'll tell you, you can see if you want to keep it or not, or we'll just later see how it turns out.
Let's see.
So I was having a very serious girlfriend at that time.
Yeah.
During COVID times, and like before, like since 2019 we were together and we were very serious. We were deep in love with each other, and Sadhanapada was coming up, and I was like, I want to go, and we kind of knew that if we take it long distance, it won't happen for us. Like, we won't be able to, be long distance. And plus, I knew that when I go into Sadhanapada, I will not have any time where I can talk to this person or I can give what I should in a relationship. And I would just be on my own. It is for me that I want to do this. So she did not take it well, and we had a breakup.
Okay.
And it was very hard on her. It was hard on me also in a way. But I feel like since I knew why I was doing it and everything, it was easy for me to come out of it. She took a little more time. But at that time I went through a breakup also to come to Sadhanapada.
So you went through a breakup and then you entered Sadhanapada?
Yeah.
So how was that, Anna? Like, could you share that? Like, a lot of men go through breakup. So I thought for you it must have been very easy. So how does a guy, come? Because I think there are a lot of perspectives on ladies, how there are a lot of support system and everything, but for men it's quite hard. We tend to go within us. So how did you manage that phase in your life, if you could?
I feel like if you know what you're leaving and what you're walking into, then I feel like it becomes a little easy. I would say that it was easier for me to move out. One thing is that she was in the lockdown. She was at her home. She did not have anything to look forward to. I always had Sadhanapada to look forward to.
Right.
And exciting things were coming up. I was going to be busy for the entire day and everything.
Right.
She is there, So I would say it was very hard on her. In terms of emotionally coming out of it or anything, yes, it's hard, I feel. But it's like this: if you know that there is no future in it or something like that, or you can see that, okay, so basically what I had proposed to her was that, see, I want to go for this thing and I don't want to be in a long term relationship. She was like, no, we can be. But I was like, no, it would be very hard for you also, and it would be hard for me. I would be feeling I'm not giving my
You mean long
100%.
distance?
Yeah, the
Okay.
long distance.
Right.
So that's how it was going about, and it was like, so when I was going to go through Sadhanapada and everything, uh, we kind of knew that long distance we can't manage, and I felt like I would be holding back,
You wouldn't be able to give
holding her
fully.
back, yeah, and I would be holding her back also, because she was 1 year junior to me,
Right.
so it was like she has 1 full year ahead of her. She was a very beautiful girl. She had a lot of suitors and everything. Why would you want to hold back from her? So I said that let's do this. Let's right now go on a break, and once I come back from Sadhanapada after 7 months, 8 months, once I'm back in Delhi, and then we can be together again. So she was like, "No, you're breaking up with me and all this."
Okay.
So, but in my head, it was like, "No, we are just
Yeah.
being away from each other for 7 months."
Yeah.
I did not also handle it right, I feel, where it caused a little bit hurt and a little bit turbulation. Had I been this wise now that I am now, it would have been very smooth for both of us. So I could have handled it better. I did not at that time. So, but I always had this that, okay, like we had to get separated or something. But in the long run, I see that it was for the best. Like, had we been together, I'm definitely sure that it would have been an ugly breakup.
Right.
Had we been together, I would have been there, she would have been here. It
Yeah.
would have been an ugly one.
It would have been hard for you doing the schedule to find
Yes.
time to talk and
Yeah. Everything. And likewise for her.
for her also true.
Yeah. So yes, it kind of caused a lot of hurt, a lot of pain to both of us. But I think it also helped us to become more mature, to find what we want in our lives. So now she's very happy. She's still kind of my friend. We don't talk much with each other, but we see each other's stories. We appreciate. She likes my posts. I like her posts and all that. So she's very happy. She is very happy in her life. I'm very happy in my life. I'm doing what I want. She's doing what she wants. So yeah, all
Beautiful.
is well that ends.
Right.
Yeah. So, but it was not very difficult for me to come out emotionally also. Maybe because there were so many exciting things and new things coming up
Yeah.
around me. For her, it was very difficult. Yeah.
So then, Nana, how did Sadhanapada go? If you could talk a bit about the schedule. I think you are okay with schedules. So Sadhanapada schedules were okay.
Just the waking up part was very difficult for
Right,
me.
right.
Waking up at 5 a.m. and there were people waking up at 3 and doing sadhana, 3:30 doing
right. Yeah,
sadhana.
yeah.
Linga Seva was a nightmare for me because you have to wake up really, very early. But in Sadhanapada, first I was in tree care for 15 days.
Okay.
That was very fun because I always had a dream of owning a farm.
Okay.
Kind of a thing. So tree care was very amazing. Then I was also feeding the calves and cows in Matumane, which was a very beautiful part. It's a beautiful experience just to be in Matumane. So I would be holding grass
Right.
and everything in two hands, and all the cows would be coming around me, licking my elbows, eating the grass, and all the cute ones, little ones. So it was very beautiful. Then the Sadhanapada transferred my department in Samskriti.
Okay.
So then I entered Samskriti. And there, because I had done my literature and I was already teaching for 3 years before going for Sadhanapada, um, they asked me to teach there as an English teacher in Samskriti.
Wow.
So there was Swami Jataja there. Once again, a very, very important part of my life. So he kind of mentored me. I was kind of an assistant to him. So he was the head of the Department of English in Samskriti at that time. Like whatever had to happen in that, I kind of became his personal assistant.
Right.
So he would tell me, and I would tell the other teachers, or I would align everyone's schedule, or be the communication gap, communication bridge between him and the rest of the teachers and everything. And I was teaching there. Then I met Swami Ekapada also. He also, you know him? Swami Ekapada.
Is he in the homeschool, the song? Yes, I know. Yes, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think he is in the
Happy-go-lucky.
11Q questions from Isha.
Yeah.
Yes. Very.
So he's a very wonderful
Yes.
person. So he used to teach dramatics and theatre to them. I had done theatre myself,
Oh, okay. Wow.
so I assisted him a little bit also. So he and me developed a very good bond that time while I was in Sadhanapada. So Samskriti was a very wonderful experience, just watching those kids, being there in that environment. So who doesn't want a workspace where you're just working on your laptop and someone is playing tabla or sitar in the background? And Sadhguru used to come. So sometimes he would be coming to Samskriti. His office is just behind Samskriti, where he records his videos and he meets visitors.
Oh, okay.
So from our Samskriti library, we can literally just see him. So it's just double the distance where you are sitting right now.
Right.
So he's just there,
Oh,
and
is it?
from here we can just do namaskaram and everything. He can't see us because of bushes, but we can very clearly see him.
Right.
So every day he would be coming. He was recording videos and talking to people working. So you would just be looking at him all the time. So like almost 1.5 to 2 months, I was every day seeing Sadhguru.
Oh, wow.
So it was like, yeah, Sadhguru is here.
Because in COVID, no? He's fully
Yes.
ashram, right?
Yeah. No. At that time, he was for his North America tour.
Oh, okay.
That nomad tribes.
Right.
That, but he had come back. So for 1.5 to 2 months, he was here fully. So at that time, we used to see him. Then he came to Samskriti also a few times. Yeah, it was
Because I think it's a dream of, while walking to the Adiyogi Alayam tour stay, we would look at the kids, what they're doing, and we would go.
Yeah.
But you got the opportunity to actually be with them.
Yes.
So whatever is possible, could you share, like, what do you see that is different, that is happening in Samskriti, that is happening from our regular, education system? A little bit insight,
Yeah.
if you...
Sadhguru puts it so rightly when he says that we are not preparing these kids for a university, we are preparing them for the universe. When I see those kids, the way they would be sitting, yes, they are naughty, they want to bunk classes, they don't want to come on time, and all that is there, just like kids are. But they are focused. Like I was not like that when I was 15 years old, for sure. They are much better human beings than almost all of us. Emotionally, what we were struggling in our adolescent age and everything, I feel they are able to handle it a little better than us. They are much more balanced than us. They kind of have a clarity as to what they want to do. And yeah, it's a privilege just to be with them, just to see them grow. Now, at that time when I was teaching, they were little. Now some of them have entered Bal Brahmacharya.
Oh, okay.
So they are, growing up. And whenever I go to Isha, some of them would just see me, and we would just stop and chat and everything. So it was a really beautiful experience, especially working with Swami Jataja. Yeah, it was a wonderful experience.
Beautiful. So from Sadhanapada, shall we go to Hathayoga teacher training?
Sure.
Did you meet that ma again and tell her I'm regular with my sadhana?
No. She saw me.
Sure.
She recognized me.
Okay.
And nothing needed to be said. It was just she saw that okay, I'm in Sadhanapada. And I feel your face tells you when you're regular with your sadhana. You don't need to, brag about it. That I do my Shambhavi regularly, or these many days of these many practices and all that. It shows on your face. It shows in your aura. The way you sit, everything, I feel it shows. So, Sadhanapada, 5 months in, I was clear that I wanted to do Hathayoga teacher's training. Because as Ma had said, once you realize the significance of these practices, the way I was seeing my body change, I became a little more muscular. I was very skinny at that time. I became a little muscular. The way I would walk, the way I would talk, the way my language changed. Delhi people have a totally different lingo. They are a little rude.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Yeah,
what I find is initially they're rough. Once they get to know you, they're very friendly.
Yeah, they're very warm, but only if they know you.
Only if they know.
Yeah. If they don't know, they won't care about you a penny.
Yeah.
So I became much more sensitive. I would listen. Like earlier, when I would be listening to someone, I would be listening to someone because I want to reply to them or I want to say back.
The brain is processing what to reply rather than listening, right?
Yes. Now it was, I was very relaxed. Earlier I feel I was intense and not relaxed. Like Sadhguru is intense and relaxed. I was never tensed. That is for sure. I was never ever tensed. I was intense, but I was not relaxed. Or I was very hyperactive. I always wanted to have something to do. I couldn't sit still. Even in the Dhyanalinga, in my Sadhanapada, I wouldn't sit for more than 10 minutes.
Okay.
I would find it okay, nothing is happening to me in Dhyanalinga or Linga Bhairavi. I would not visit Linga Bhairavi at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So at that time, and I was like, Dhyanalinga and Linga Bhairavi is not for me. I would not go to the temples much. We had it in our schedule. I would just go show there just to show my face to them and come out.
Attendance, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And, it was like kind of attendance for me. I was not able to sit still. But 4 months, 5 months down the line in Sadhanapada, I saw that I was able to sit still.
Wow.
My Ardha Siddhasana was like this,
Right.
and then it became both the knees came down. In Matsyendra Asana, this never used to touch, and one day when it touched, I cried.
Oh, that is the asana.
Oh my god! And that became my favorite asana
Right.
at that time. So I saw all these changes happening within me. And after Sadhanapada, I had applied for Hathayoga teacher's training. I was like, yes, I want to share these. Plus, one thing I was very clear about, I think in my 4th or 5th month of Sadhanapada, was that I don't want to be in the ashram full time. Like, I want to be outside and work.
How did that come across? And I think why I'm asking that is, many people think that it's all about staying in the ashram. Yes, definitely that's a beautiful way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, staying outside also can be a very beautiful journey. So how did that, I would like to know how that insight came within yourself.
Yes. So I feel maybe because I am very young also, maybe that is there, because when I talk to a little older meditators, because when you go to Isha, you have friends from all age groups.
Right.
So I would be talking to people who is a CEO from somewhere, or who has seen a lot of life, who has seen a lot of, he has had a lot of experiences.
Right.
He has traveled the world.
Right.
He has done everything. And now he's here and he's like, there's nothing in life, you just be here. You just do your sadhana, you live a simple life and it's all good. I was like, no, I want to go out. I want to meet my friends. I really like meeting my friends, hanging around with them. I want to explore new places. I want to explore new food. I want to be outside in the world. I don't want to be all the time in the ashram, because ashram has a certain kind of life. I wanted to travel. I wanted to earn money. I wanted to be with my family. I wanted to enjoy with my sisters and all that. So I felt like at that time, even now, that point has not come for me where I can be like, okay, I should just go there. So that realization, I think, hit me. And I feel like in Sadhanapada, many people are going through this, Like they actually don't want to be there,
Right.
but they are like, let's be here only.
Okay.
Or they are struggling.
Okay.
Or they are there for 2-3 years and then they are coming out. I feel like had I taken full time or long time at that time after Sadhanapada, I would have been out by now. I would have had enough of ashram, I feel, at that time. So I was like, but I wanted to stay connected to Isha. And there were two options. Either I do my Hathayoga teacher's training and offer these things which have these practices which have changed me so profoundly and which has impacted me so profoundly, or I can go back, do my masters, and continue with my original plan, that is of becoming a professor. So I was like, what shall I do? And I thought that if I want to reach out to more people, if I want to facilitate the change, if I want to be a medium of Sadhguru, I feel like there is nothing better for me than Hathayoga teacher's training. I could have gone for inner engineering also, or Hathayoga teacher's training. With Hathayoga teacher's training, one flexibility that you have is you can be outside, you can start your own thing which can help you financially also, and you can help or be a very insignificant or very minor part in his vision.
Right.
You can reach out to people, you can help people where they are struggling with their sadhana, because you have been through that. When people are starting out, they are not able to do it regularly. They are having so many doubts. They don't know whom to turn to,
Right.
because a workshop is just a 3 day or a 4 day affair. After that, if you're in touch with the teacher, maybe. But if you're having a big class of 40 people, 50 people, then for teacher also it's not very easy to be in touch with everyone. So to support them in a totally different way, being outside. Uh, yeah, then I took a decision that okay, let me do Hathayoga teachers training. 6 lakhs at that time,
Yeah, right.
huge amount, no source of income as such, and then you ask your parents. So my father, when I came back from Sadhanapada, so I had applied. Once again, I got a confirmation.
For Hathayoga, you applied without. Okay, okay.
So I would just apply,
Right.
because I always had this that they won't select me. I don't know even now, you know. Like I'm definitely sure if some longing comes within me that okay, I want to go for brahmachari or full time
Right.
also. Rather than telling anyone, I would just apply, because I would be having this. I will not be selected. I am not.
Can I just share an insight?
Yeah.
I've interviewed a few Hathayoga teachers. What I notice is some of the teachers who think they would get selected, they get a lot of you won't get selected, a lot of issues. People who are thinking I won't get selected, they're getting easily selected. Even for Sadhanapada, I've noticed it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I feel it's so true, Anna.
Yeah.
Like I never felt that I could do Sadhanapada in my life,
Right.
and I never felt I could do Hatha Yoga teachers training in my life. Or my parents even saying that okay, you have been there for 8-9 months. Now you once again are going to go for 6 months. And at that time my sister was pregnant, so she was going to have a child, and as a brother,
Mama.
you have to. I'm a mama. So I have to visit her. I have to take care of her. I have to visit her family.
Do things, yeah,
You
lot
have
of
to
things.
do all the things around, what goes around an Indian marriage and everything. You have to do all that. And now you are saying you don't want to be there. You want to go to the ashram. And already I had an image among my friends, among the relatives. Okay, he's gone to become a baba, or he's into all these kind of things. And because my family is a business family, actually, it's a very typical business family.
Right.
My father, all my cousins, all my uncles, and everyone, they are into a proper factory business. We have a factory like that. I feel the black sheep of the family. So even now, like they ask me, okay, you're not going with your dad to the factory. I'm like, no, I have started my this little yoga studio. It's fetching me enough right now, and hopefully it will grow and everything. So they're like, oh, okay. But now their opinions are changing.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
How come?
When they see you earning, when they see that you are doing very well for them, yourself, plus most of them are not happy.
Okay.
Because they are not taking care of their body and mind. I'm not saying that business is wrong, or that family business is wrong, or you should not do that. If you are balanced within yourself, everything is good. But right now, they are not taking care of themselves in some aspects, or they want something more from life, but they don't know whom to turn to.
Right.
When they see you that okay, this person is content with what he has, or he is also growing, then they feel that okay, this is something which actually works. It's not just you're doing something. It is working for you. It not in terms of just financially, in terms of every which way, in terms of being happy, in terms of being the way you are, in the way you conduct yourself, in the way you conduct the situations around you, in the way you conduct your relationships, everything that speaks volumes. And Sadhguru says that you should be in such a way that the fragrance of your guru spreads everywhere. And I feel when you're doing the practices and that transformation is happening within you, then somewhere people feel that okay, this person is something, or is doing something, or they are being a little different from what everyone is doing, and being very simple, being very humble, being very simple at the same time. So that I feel has started appealing to them. Then they see the Instagram page, which is growing very well. They see the classes happening, they see the stories, the posts, and everything. And now Sadhguru is also going in such a big way.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows. I would say 4 years before, if you asked in the north about Sadhguru, they would not know much. Now, even if someone has not done any program, they don't want to be associated with him also, they still know the name Sadhguru. Like he has become so big in the recent years. Now with Save Soil, with Conscious Planet, now Conscious Planet is going to roll on, and so many things are happening. And yeah, so I feel that's why now they have started seeing that okay, this is good. So yeah, so I just registered for Hathayoga teachers training interview, and everything happened, and they said yes, you're selected, you can just pay the amount. And I just told my mother on phone, that's it, I want to do teachers training.
So you were in the ashram and then you called them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got again in January only. I got my confirmation.
Okay.
January I think has been very lucky month for me
Okay.
in Isha, in my Isha journey. So January 2021, when my Sadhanapada was on in its last phase after the Margadi month, and so I got a confirmation from Hathayoga school that you're selected for 2021. You just need to make this donation of this much amount, and you are in. So I just talked to my mother and I said that I want to do teachers training. And at that time, I was also very convinced. I and I just knew that it is going to work out for me. Like it is the best thing to do right now, and in every which way, in terms of career, in terms of financial aspect, in terms of spiritual aspect, in terms of being back in Delhi and working, in every which way. I had kind of I was not very clear about as to how it will all roll out, but I could see that okay, it will work out very easily. And I in Sadhanapada, I think I felt the need, or I felt not the need, but I felt the presence of Sadhguru with me. Till that time, I was always jumping. If I see Sadhguru, I want to jump at him.
Right.
I want to, dive at his
Right,
feet.
right.
I want to just run and just be as close to him as possible. I would say Namaskaram loudly just to grab his attention. I want him to make an eye contact with me or something. But in Sadhanapada, that thing settled. Now, let us say right now we are sitting, Sadhguru comes from here, I'll stand up, I'll do Namaskaram, but I would not be rushing. I would not be encroaching his privacy. I would not try to grab his attention or anything. That restfulness came, or that thing settled within me. That Guru is not a physical person. It's He is inside us in a way. He's with us all the time. And even now, like I don't feel that he's away. Like it's been almost 1 year since I've been to the ashram, but even now I don't miss him. I don't miss him in that sense. I miss ashram, but I don't miss him. Like it's not like okay, it's been so long since I haven't seen Sadhguru. I have stopped watching his videos on YouTube. I don't watch his videos. I don't watch Sadhguru exclusive. I don't volunteer that much in inner engineering programs or something. But I just feel his presence all the time. At that time, something was there, and I was like, okay, he's behind me.
Right.
Behind him is Shiva.
Right, right.
Nothing can go wrong with me. So I was like, I want to. I obviously I couldn't say all these things to anyone. Plus, people also don't take it very easily. Then you have a lot of explaining to do. So it's a very personal thing for me. So I just said to my mother that I want to do this, and my Sadhanapada is getting over, and in May I think it was getting over. Uh, in May it's getting over, and I'll be back in Delhi. I came back. I once again had a talk with them, and my father, the first question he asked me that if you do MBA in this country, it is 2 lakhs for 2 years, or some calculation he did and told me.
Right.
For 5.5 months, not even 6 months, these guys are charging 6 lakhs for you.
Right.
So it doesn't make any sense.
The math doesn't look right.
Huh?
The math doesn't look right in
Yeah.
worldly terms.
Yeah. Like how? Like why do you want to spend this much amount of money for this? And what will you be doing there? You'll be just doing your sadhana again. You did it, no? You already did it for 7 months. Now come back and work. So, and I had also so the part how I convinced my parents for Sadhanapada was I said that see, when I'm back, I'll go to work with father.
Father, right?
I'll
Right.
go
In his
to
business.
his
Right.
factory. And I did go
Right.
for some time after that. But after I came back from Sadhanapada. But I knew that this is the way for me. So I said that, see, uh, I'll earn it back, the amount
Yeah, right.
that we are going to spend, and it is profitable. And I had a lot of talk with a lot of teachers that, okay, how is it financially? Is it viable? Because there are many teachers who are doing very well
Right.
for themselves by teaching Hatha Yoga. There are many teachers who are not able to.
Right.
So,
How do we?
yeah, or where would you land up? You also don't know when you do the teacher's training or anything. But when I had a talk with everyone, uh, it's a very individual thing as to how you are running your studio or how you are, teaching. Someone may be teaching it just because he just wants to teach the practice. They may be having some other source of income or anything. Someone may be doing it because this is the only thing that they have. Someone may be doing it on a weekend or something like that. But okay, I teach only on weekends. Monday to Friday I'm having this job or I'm having this. So one thing I knew was I wanted to be in it full time, and let's just make it happen. Like when we are going out, let's go all out.
Right.
So I was like, no, it will work. So he was very doubtful. I would say uh, till uh, till now, I would say he would be for another 6 months.
Okay.
But the way I see things going, I feel like there's no need to worry now.
Worry about it.
So it's good. Like how like it's good. Like he takes care
Right.
in a way. If you are just in an offering mode and you just go at it full time, and you just see rather than just thinking about yourself or where to get this much money or that much money, and you are just offering it that I want to offer it to the maximum number of people, and I just want to go at it, then I feel it happens. Yeah.
So beautiful, Anna. Thank you.
Yeah.
So could you share a bit more about whatever is possible about the training and what is different between doing your sadhana at home and the process that happens through the Hatha Yoga teacher training? Like your father said, you have anyway done your sadhana. What is the difference? So is there an actual difference in making you as a teacher?
Obviously, Anna. Like, see, one thing is that the kind of time and the kind of support that we get in teachers training or in Sadhanapada that we can't have at home. How much sadhana I was doing in Sadhanapada and in teachers training, till now I feel I'm not doing that much. And it's like in Hatha Yoga teachers training, morning, evening, you're doing all the Hatha Yoga practices, all the Kriyas also. Kriyas are up to you how to manage, but Hatha Yoga practice from Upayoga, Angamardana, Surya Kriya, Surya Shakti, Yoga asanas. So it's a good 5 hour thing in the morning, 5 hour thing in the evening plus kriyas. That is like about 6 to 6.5 hours in the morning, 6 to 6.5 hours in the evening. You're doing the practices. So how in those 5 months you change, the kind of transformation it brings, the kind of maturity it brings within you is totally different. So, Hatha Yoga teachers training, obviously, that kind of sadhana cannot happen outside. I'm not saying it's not possible. If someone is totally into just sadhana, then yes, they can make it possible for themselves. But the most wonderful thing about ashram and about Adiyogi Alayam is that everything is taken care for you. You don't need to manage your food. You don't need to answer the doorbell where the electrician has come.
Right.
You don't have to think about where this thing will happen. You don't have any worldly obligations. You don't have any social obligations. You don't have any family obligations also. You just need to, everything is supportive for your sadhana. The time for your meals and everything is also set in such a way that your sadhana is happening. There are correction sessions happening. If you feel that you're not being intense enough or you have forgotten the practice, programs are happening, you can go and volunteer in those programs.
Right.
And go through the entire program again. And just that everyone is focused on their growth. Everyone is there just to see how to grow within themselves. Here everyone might not be like that. Here everyone might have different objectives to their life. uh, Sometimes when you are not motivated, sometimes when you don't feel like doing something, you talk to your friend. So, in Sadhanapada also sometimes it happens. After a point of time, morning sadhana is necessary. Evening, it is up to you how to manage time and do sadhana. I was doing my Angamardana regularly, and then a lot of work came in my department, and I stopped doing it in the evening. So I was just talking to a friend. We went to P for a coffee. So we were just sitting and we were just talking, and she said that, "Yeah, I'm doing this in the evening. So I do. This is how I manage my sadhana in the morning. This is how I manage my sadhana in the evening, and this is how it's going." And at that time, people were on the road to 108 Surya Shaktis.
Okay.
And everything. So I was very inspired just by looking at people doing sadhana so intensely. Every day when you go to Surya Kund, you see this person doing Angamardana daily. You don't know that person. He doesn't know you. But you just see that intensity of that person doing sadhana. You see someone sitting in Dhyan Linga. Every night after dinner, you see someone sitting in Dhyan Linga. So you feel that, okay, I also need to pull my socks up. I want to do more. So I feel that kind of support is not there. But I feel like some of us Hathayoga teachers are trying to kind of create that kind of support, especially Dilbagana, like Sadhyoga in the Gurgaon, which is in East Delhi, Rajiv in Faridabad. Here now in North Delhi also we are having a studio. The studio is there. So we are going to offer regular sessions, morning, evening, whichever batch you want to come, you come. You do your sadhana, we'll guide you. So these kind of things are slowly coming in now. Isha is coming up with Yogashala. Have you heard about it?
I think somewhere in Kolkata there is one. Right?
Yes. So what is it is that it's kind of a studio where they offer regular batches. So till now, Isha has been teaching workshops, but slowly they are also within. I feel like they will be doing it within 2-3 years. We don't know. It's not like formal or it's not concrete, but what I see the intention is they might be having different things, but slowly it is going to replace the gym culture. Like people go for yoga, right? Now they are doing power yoga, hot yoga, this yoga, that yoga. So Sadhguru wants to bring this that you do Hatha, like a proper, authentic, genuine yoga. So for that, they would be offering regular sessions, and we would be having multiple centers coming up in different cities and parts of the world where you can just learn Isha Hatha Yoga and do it regularly. So slowly it is moving in that direction. Yeah.
So the entire Hatha Yoga, did you face any other struggles during the training program, or you just how was the coming through it and doing your first class?
So I'll tell you. So during teachers training, many people struggle within first 2 months because one thing, strenuous sadhana schedule, food, settling in the ashram life and everything. Though they treat you very well in Hatha Yoga school, Sadhanapada is more of a grill.
Right.
And I had been through the grill. And I was walking from Sadhanapada into teachers training.
Right.
So in terms of that, it was very easy for me. It was like a breeze for me. The teachers training, yes, but struggles obviously come up in terms of, it's not just about your own sadhana. It's about how to create a situation where the participant feels Sadhguru's presence, or to a conducive atmosphere where you can transmit yoga. So to create that space, they tell you a few things. I can't share it in too much detail, but how to make the space, how to place the carpets, how to place Sadhguru's photo, small things, very little things which someone doesn't even see. Participants don't even realize what all goes behind a 2-hour class. You may be having a 2-hour session with the Hatha Yoga teacher. He is having a 4-hour session. 1 hour before only he's preparing everything. After 1 hour, how he winds up and everything. So, and what all goes behind conducting a class or an Isha program in general. So that making sure that happens. Coming on to first class, during the end of teacher training, every Hatha Yoga teacher training is like, we're going to go out, what are we going to do?
Right.
So, and I remember, so they ask you, okay, so what are your plans? And they give you a little bit of training as to how you can start your classes and everything when you go out. So they ask you, okay, what are your plans? What are you going to do
Right.
once you go? So one guy stands up. I'm from Spain and I have these many people waiting for me. I'm going to go back and I'm going to announce these many programs. And one person stands, I have so many relatives. I'm going to do this,
Right.
and these many people are going to register, and they make you register. They make you announce your first class in the
Oh,
teacher's training
okay.
during the end. So I was like,
Everyone has a plan.
everyone has a plan. Someone is waiting for them.
Right.
No one is waiting for me.
Right.
And since like 2 years I was in the ashram, I was not in contact with anybody from outside. Just my parents. That is all. I was not in contact with any friend. Not my closest friends, not my college friends. Even now, like most of the college friends, we are not in contact because for 2 years I was almost lost, and now they are a little like, okay, where is this guy? And everyone has gone their separate ways and everything. But no one was waiting for me. No one knew what I was doing for 2 years or anything. So I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. So I came back and a very close friend of mine, now he's in Canada. So he came to receive me at the airport, and we were going back, and I was just telling him what I was going through. And he is a very gym person.
Okay.
So I talked to him about Angamardana. And when you come for teachers training, you're all like this because so much sadhana has gone into you. So he was very impressed. He said, yeah, let's start from tomorrow.
Okay.
And Angamardana is one of the most difficult Hatha Yoga practices to teach when it comes as a teacher.
Teacher, yeah.
It's a very difficult practice to teach. So I was like, okay. So the first class came my way is Angamardana. I'm not at all prepared, and this person is ready to take the program. And from the very next day, I was like, okay. Yeah, actually, I'm busy for 3 days. I have family functions coming up. I have this, I have that. We'll do it after 3 days.
Right.
For 3 days, I was in my room and I was like this, and like, how am I going to conduct first class? And has come and how? And then I conducted Angamardana program.
You took it for him.
Yeah, yeah, I took it. I can't explain to you what I went through those 3-4 days, because preparing for your first class is something where you are like totally, like, in terms of the notes that you have, that you need to learn and prepare. How will you manage the class? Because in Asia everything is done proper.
Right.
Everything is like this.
Yeah.
Now you are at home. Now you want to transform your drawing room into a studio space,
Right.
or you want to for example, this space also. This was just a terrace. Right now it's looking like this. Now if I remove the entire setup and everything, and the way Sadhguru's picture is placed, the way the lamp is placed, and if I take everything away, you'd be like, this is a normal space.
Normal space, yeah.
And so you just transform the entire space. The entire space is just vibrant in a different way. So to create that kind of atmosphere, to see that the participant is at most comfortable, it takes you, I would say, 3-4 classes. At least for me, it took 3-4 classes for me to kind of find my footing and to be very comfortable as a teacher on the dais, to deliver the class, to deliver the instructions and everything. So yeah, it was, but it was so wonderful, because at the moment I landed in Delhi, after 1 week I had classes lined up. Like, I was busy.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, thank you. Because I had no idea how it's going to happen for me. I really did not know how am I going to work it out. I didn't know how to find the participants. I am a technologically retarded person.
Okay.
I don't know anything about Instagram at that time.
Okay.
I started a page, and now what it has come to, how I would edit posts, how I would use Canva, now how I use it.
Right.
If you just go down and you see the first couple of posts, and you're like, what is this he's posting? And I have not removed all those things, but now if I look at my posts and the way it is going and everything, I'm like, wow, I didn't know about hashtags. I didn't know how to engage with people. Or I have always been focused on my own growth, not mixing with people. At that time I did not have any contacts as such. I don't know many people in Delhi. I don't know the meditators or the circle and everything. How to contact, how to announce the program and everything. So I started with private sessions. I started taking, one-on-one sessions and two people, three people, small groups like that, and then slowly it became a big thing. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. So then, Anna, from taking classes, building connections. So how did this space develop? Could you develop a little bit more about how you developed this space? The initial stages, I think there was no roof.
Yeah. So how it happened was that we always had a very big space on the terrace, but Delhi's weather is very harsh.
Right.
Like even right now, since right now there is no air conditioner installed, had it been summers, you can't stay inside this hall because it would be very very hot. How it happened was I used to take I would just also show you after this podcast. I'll just show you around my home. So we have a drawing room where two people can come for Surya Kriya,
Right.
one person for Angamardana. So there I started taking the sessions, and I started taking it there, and then I realized that I need a bigger space. Like only two people. When I have four people, then either you take it in batches or something. It takes a lot of your time also. Where I would be spending 8 hours to teach Surya Kriya, now I have to take 16 hours because two people are coming at this time, two people are coming at that time. So we had this space, and we had it renovated. This entire terrace got renovated, and I just installed this pillars and this whole shed. That okay, under this we can just sit and we can because during monsoon and everything, this space becomes very very exquisite, very beautiful. Like this is a very beautiful space, like all the plants and the wind that comes and everything. It's a very beautiful space. I love to be on my terrace. Now that the winters are coming, I know that most of my day I will be here only. So I had pillars and everything, and I started regular sessions because one person called me and she started crying.
Okay.
So she was my participant.
Okay.
And she learned Surya Kriya. And she one day called me and she started crying, and I'm not able to do the practices. And because I have this, I keep calling, I keep in touch with my participants. I keep calling them every 2-3 weeks, ask them how their sadhana is going and everything, if they need any support. So I would call her, and for 5-6 months she had been lying to me that yes, everything is going good, sadhana is happening.
Okay.
So I don't know, she was having some regret of lying to me, or some guilt, because as teachers we are in a certain way. So she started crying that I don't know how to do sadhana, and I learned it, and I practiced it for some time. So many things changed for me. Now I feel I'm back to square one, even behind where I was, and I don't know how to start. I don't have money for a review session or something like that. And I was like, how many people would be there like this, who say that yes, we do sadhana, but they don't do sadhana, or they are not able to, and they desperately need support, but they don't have any support, and whom to turn to. If you go for another workshop, okay, another 4 days you did, then again you are back to square one. And I was also having few participants who learned the practice. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And I realized that I was also at the same stage. Till Sadhanapada, I also never did my practices regularly because I did not have that kind of support. Maybe if I had, maybe I would have done. So I had this longing that I want to develop some support where people can just come and do sadhana, and we can guide them. Not just like, okay, the space is open, you come and do your own sadhana. Not just like that, but a constant teacher's support where they're guiding. You don't have to worry about 357 in Surya Kriya. I am there, I am telling you, okay, this posture 3 breaths, this posture 5 breaths. Be conscious of your subtle body. You tell me, Anna, are you able to be conscious of your subtle body? No. Many times I am not able to. Many times I am not able to. But when I was in teacher's training, when I was in Sadhanapada and the teacher would say subtle body, I was able to. And the quality of that sadhana is very different. When a teacher is there for you, it's very different. So I started regular sessions. So started guiding them through Surya Kriya, Surya Shakti, pranayam, meditation, Sadhguru videos. Every day, if you're looking at Sadhguru's video where he's talking about some aspect of life, some lifestyle aspect, some spiritual aspect, some physical aspect, some mental health aspect, you kind of realize you get a new perspective in life. You see the responsibility video again. You do anything, you feel that okay, yes, this is something that is adding value. Plus, people need a space. People need that kind of support where they can go somewhere and do it. A gym is a space where you go, you do your exercise, you come back. Now you are at home, morning you have to get up, you have to do your sadhana, then you have to go to your office. It becomes very tiresome and boring maybe for many
True.
people. But when they have a space where they first come here, they do their sadhana under the guidance of a teacher, then they change and they go to their office. Or they do whatever they want to do. They start their day by doing their sadhana. First they do their sadhana, then they start their day. So that's the kind of culture that we want to come up with. And that's how I saw very few teachers are doing. In Chennai, there is Yoga Bandha. They are doing this. Sadhyoga is doing this. Gurgaon. Dvijas is doing this. So every teacher, based on the kind of people they have around them, the kind of participant base they have, accordingly, slowly they are coming up with that support. So in North Delhi, we don't have anyone. In North Delhi and in West Delhi, I think. There is no one who is offering guided sessions. Participants are on their own. Now, yes, many meditators have this discipline where they are able to do their sadhana regularly. Many do not have that. But if they see that, okay, someone is there for us, some space is there for us, where we can just go and do our sadhana regularly, then it would be much easier for them to keep up with it. Many people who get initiated into Shambhavi or learn some practice, after a point, life situations catches up with them. They are not able to be regular. Slowly and slowly, that thing falls off. Now it becomes just a Sadhguru video on YouTube,
Yes.
kind of thing, which is okay, which is good.
I just want to share, since you said that, even I do not watch much Sadhguru videos now on YouTube.
Yeah.
But when I watch a same video in a class or an
Yeah.
Hathayoga class or a class, it's a totally different
Yes.
perspective that I get.
Yes.
So I just want to tell people, you might be watching a lot of Sadhguru videos, but when you come to a class and just for a, satsang, it's a totally different.
It's a totally different.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And if you just watch videos and you're not doing any practice, intellectually, even if it is bringing some transformation within you, or intellectually it might be settling you, but your life will not actually change. Let us say now you say that, okay, you should be responsible for everything. Okay. Now you know it as an idea, but you're not able to bring it into practice. You're not able to make it as a part of your life. What good is that idea? It's not. Only that's what Sadhguru is also talking about in inner engineering, that you have to apply these tools, do the crash course, do the practice. When you keep that practice up, something happens. If you are doing Shambhavi regularly, let us say for 3 months, 4 months, now you stop doing for 1 month, you would realize what Shambhavi is doing for you. And same is with every other practice. You do Angamardana regularly, 6 months later you would be like, wow, I'm so strong and everything. You leave it for 3 months, you will be back to square one. It's like that. So if people have that kind of support where they can just come, they can attend Mahashivratri, they can attend some satsang that's happening, they can attend the sessions, they can go through, they can meet each other, they can form a community where they are coming together and supporting each other in a way. We have people who come and talk about, like, let's say there is a class happening and some person was struggling a lot with their sadhana. How is it that it is going now? They come here, they talk that, okay, in Surya Kriya I was struggling, but with the guided sessions I feel I'm much better now. I was going through this thing in my life, but with my regular sadhana I feel it's going better now. Informally, outside the class. So after the class, if someone wants to stay back and just share their journey, their own experience of how it is going for them, they do that. From that, people take that motivation, or people take that fire that they see with someone else, and they try to spark themselves up also, in a way. So then there was this that, okay, let's do something here. So we put this shed, we started regular sessions. But one thing that was happening was the sun, the rain,
right.
and it's actually beautiful for me to do it in the open, to do it like that. But participants may not be comfortable. Then you have a screen. If it might go this, Sadhguru's picture can happen like that. Then anything can happen in an open environment. Some sounds are also coming.
Birds
from
might come.
outside. Birds might come. Different challenges are there. So we wanted to close it a little bit, but still have that feel of keeping it open. Like right now, since we have put all the curtains up.
We'll show it in the video once we are done.
So it's like it's a totally open space now. So then I thought that okay, let me just cover this space in such a way that when we want to open it, it's kind of partially open. When we want to keep it closed, it is closed. And we can create that kind of a hall where you just come and you do your sadhana, or you be guided through your sadhana. Then recently we have put this up, and now we are starting with regular sessions again.
Beautiful. So one thing I would want to ask is, like, so much effort is happening from your side to make it happen for the meditators or for whoever is willing. So what is something that you think as a community, as a meditator, that they can do to support you? What is it from their side? Is it just coming for the practice sessions, or is just connecting with you? What is it that is that simple thing that they can do to make it happen for themselves to support you?
I feel like the best thing, or any meditator can do, not just for me in particular, in general, but I feel like if they see someone who is going through something, some health related thing or something, their first thing is to turn towards medication, or their first thing, which is good, that is what is also needed, but or going to the gym, or going to a particular, maybe they want to do yoga. It's not that people don't want to do yoga. Now yoga is kind of become a fashion for many people. Now that you have tasted these practices and everything, guide them to Isha. Guide them to the genuine practices, because even being here in the society complex, nearby there are some yoga studios. I've seen what they do, and it's what Sadhguru says. It's totally against, and we see people suffer also in a way. People are going through. They are having health problems. So a participant of mine, she lives nearby, and she was taking some yoga class with someone, and she broke her knee.
Oh, doing yoga.
Doing yoga. Okay. And someone got a slip disc because of doing yoga.
Okay.
Someone is having migraine problems. Someone is having hormonal issues, and everything. That is because of doing improper yoga. Now they feel that now yoga is not for us. Yoga doesn't work for us, right? So many ways, people knowingly and unknowingly, most of them unknowingly, who wants to offer a wrong thing? No one wants to offer a wrong thing. No one is teaching yoga thinking I want to cause harm to this person. Their intentions are right, but they might not know what they are doing to the other person. They are doing it as kind of exercise, but they are hurting people in a way. So if you see someone who is interested in taking care of themselves, maybe spiritually, maybe they are not spiritual at all, maybe they just want fitness in life, maybe they just want to get rid of the backache, guide them to Isha Hathayoga teachers, because the way these practices are designed, because now I also did not realize it when I started taking regular sessions, the kind of observations that I came up with, how people were. Like someone was there, she had a lot of physical problems. 2 months of Surya Kriya regular. Half of her problems disappeared. The way she was walking was different. Otherwise she used to limp and come. And I was really apprehensive. How will this person do Hatha Yoga? How will they do Surya Kriya? Somehow she did. And now if you look at her Surya Kriya, it's like, and if I had taken a video, first day how she is doing Surya Kriya, last day how she is doing, how she is walking, how she is talking, it's completely different. And she is not a meditator. So even if you don't have, it's not that someone has to be associated with Isha. Someone needs to be a follower of Sadhguru. Someone needs to be a fan of Sadhguru. If you see that someone needs some support in their life, or if that longing is there in them that they want to do something regarding themselves, which everyone has, right? Who doesn't want to be pleasant? Who doesn't want to be fit? Right? guide them through this. So yeah.
So I want to go a little bit more specific. Like you're trying to build a community where they can make use of the support system you're offering, right?
Yes.
So what is the one thing that they can do? Is it coming here, sitting in this space, or what is it that you wish is your vision for this space? So that this is North Delhi, right?
Yes.
So let's say someone meditated in North Delhi is seeing this video. What is the one thing that they can do to help you in this?
So first thing that they can do is they can make their sadhana regular. If they are not regular or if they need support, they can reach out. For most important thing is many people don't reach out because they feel it's not right or it's a crime to say that we are not doing sadhana or we are not able to. So accept, it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of creators also put about being very regular with sadhana.
Yeah.
They are doing 108 Surya Shaktis, they are doing so many Kapalapatis, but they don't talk about their off days where they are.
Yeah.
So I think that has led to a social media this thing that
Yes.
everyone are regular.
Yeah.
Only I am not regular.
Yeah.
So what can we do about that?
Yeah, so they need to just reach out. If they just talk to me, if they just through this platform, if they just they can always message me on Instagram or contact number is also available. Reach out. If you want regular support, what kind of support you need, you tell me. If I can offer that support, I would definitely offer that support. If we can do something to make your sadhana regular, or if you feel that whatever problem you are going through in terms of Hathayoga or anything, reach out and we can offer that. Reach out and do your sadhana regular. Come here, do the practices regularly, learn a new practice. Or if you feel you have a lot of practices, call us and we can tell you how to schedule. So many people feel, okay, if you do everything, you have to give 6 hours every day.
Right.
It's not like that. Every day, if you give 2 to 2.5 hours, also, if you are a very serious yogi, 2.5 hours is enough. You just need to know how to manage your sadhana, how to schedule your sadhana, how to schedule your entire week of sadhana, how to do sadhana when you're traveling and everything. For that, just reach out.
Beautiful, Anna. Thank you. So, what is the best way to reach out to you? Like, how can they know the location of this place? I'll link it in the description, but if you could just share your pages and
Sure. So we have this small Instagram page called Yogicharya on Instagram. You can please follow us if you wish, and you can check out the content. We are putting out a lot of Sadhguru quotes lately, some reels about sadhana, about something or the other that we are going through, programs that are happening on stories. We have a lot of people who are doing sadhana. You would almost every other day you would see a story where someone is doing sadhana or we are guiding them through a certain practice. Message us on Instagram, call us, or just express your interest. We are in North Delhi near Model Town. So we are offering regular sessions, workshops, any Hatha Yoga practice that you wish to learn. All the practices, Angamardana, Surya Kriya, Surya Shakti. And you don't need to be a meditator. If you just want to do something about your growth, you can just reach out to us on Instagram. Yes.
Is there something that I missed to ask you that you would like to share? Do you think is there something that
No.
no? So before we let Anna go, what is something that you would like to share as I won't say last few words, we'll see Anna again, but just for the conclusion of the podcast.
Sure. So I would just like to share this that please be joyful while doing sadhana. Don't become too serious. We meet so many people, meditators, non-meditators, who are taking their life very, very seriously, who are making a religion or making it mechanical in a way that okay, I every day from this time to this time I do my practices, this time to this time I do this. It's good to have a schedule, it's good to have a routine and everything, but don't be trapped by your own routine. Don't do your sadhana mechanically every day, just 21 minutes. Don't sit doing something. Be involved with your practice, and if you need any support, reach out. People are there who want to support you. You're not alone.
Yeah, that is definitely true because it had become like that for me also mechanical. 21 minutes I would get up and go immediately.
Yeah.
It was like if there was 1 hour, I would try to cram Shakti Chalna and Shambhavi into that 1 hour. So it took me a while to understand, it's about being with the process and not cramping a lot of practices.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a individual journey and it
Yes.
takes its own time.
Yes.
And there are Hatha Yoga teachers like Kartik to support you in that journey. So with the podcast also is our intention My real intention is not to get a lot of views or to get it viral, but to the very few people it reaches out. I hope it touches them so that they are able to take the next step. So if you are in the very few people who are watching this video, and if you are in North Delhi, please make use of this space. Kartik is always available here. He will also take you to nice places for food.
Yeah. I can give you a Delhi darshan.
Yes, yes, we should do that. So thank you guys. Hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram Kartik Anna.
Namaskaram, Mr. Anna. How are you?
I am good.
Come on, let me take you around to the yoga studio, to our Yogicharya Yoga Studio. So this is Makalyani Kund Society, where we are having our studio. We'll show you around. Come on. So it is building number 17 that we are going to go to. As you can see on the left, there are many buildings. This is 12, 13, 14 like this. You go all the way to the end to building number 17. So building number 17, here we are, and we go to the terrace to go and look at our studio. Let's go.
No Gannika juice?
Oh, you want some Gannika juice? We can have that. So there are a lot of organic and healthy options for you. If you want to have some juice, you want to have some indulgences, but make sure you are on empty stomach condition. So we'll go through the lift, and you don't need to climb the stairs. If you can, it's good for your health. If you can't, and if you are lazy like us, then you can choose to go through the lift. So there's some funny thing we are going to show you. So you enter the lift, and the first thing that you will see is you don't have to press the ulta one, you have to press 3. Now if you press 3 and we are in the left.
Oh my god, final destination. Yes, which floor are we going to? Let's see the floor numbers.
So right now you are in Shunya.
Shunya. Damn, 7!
Now you are directly at 7.
Burj Khalifa lift, yeah? Very
This is
fast.
Burj Khalifa.
Yes. 7.
Then again you are in Shunya.
Shunya.
Will make you high.
Damn, we are not reaching anywhere. It's a long Shunya. Oh, 9!
Because you're reaching the high, so it's 9. But actually it's the third floor actually. Okay, it's some display issue. But you can say that you're going to cloud 9 now. So
There's some people to welcome us with band, baja and barat.
yeah. So we'll go to the terrace now. So these wonderful green friends of ours will be here to give you lots of fresh oxygen and to support in your sadhana and to make something beautiful. And here's a little garden that we have, some open space, and there is our studio. So when you're waiting for the class to start, and now that the winters are going to come and you want to do a little bit of sunbathing, you can just relax and chill and wait for the class to start. Or after the class you want to just sit with your eyes closed, you can always use this space to do so. Now we'll show you inside the studio. We'll just remove our chappals now. Please start. There is a small chappal stand. Just like in the Isha way, you just take your chappals and you place them properly and neatly on the chappal stand. And now let's go into this. Let me show you the space where where people do sadhana. So this is a little studio of ours where we teach Hathayoga practices. So Sadhguru, could you explain what the word yoga means? Sadhguru is here always to explain and to give you insights about your life, what to do in your lifestyle, how to take charge of your health and mental health and spiritual aspect of your life. So this is where I sit and we conduct the programs. There are carpets for your convenience. You can place your mat here and do the practice. Now one very good thing about this space is that we have huge windows. So if the weather is very good, you can always open it and there's a fresh air coming out from outside. Well, it's Delhi, as fresh as it gets. And also You have some open space from once again where you can look at the plants and everything. Now we have some other facilities also. If you wish to use a changing room where you want to change your clothes before you go to the office, you want to do your sadhana and then you want to change and go quickly, you can change your clothes here. And if you wish to, if you are the kind of a yogi who wants to get up in between a class, go to a washroom, there is a washroom also here available that you can make use of. Now in this Yogicharya Studio, we are offering various kinds of Hathayoga programs. All programs are designed by Sadhguru. Angamardana, Surya Kriya, Surya Shakti, Yogasanas, Bhuta Shuddhi, and even other practices. Now if you're not a meditator, these technical terms might be too much for you. So you just have to do this, you just have to reach out to us and you just need to talk with us. We will give you an orientation about Hatha Yoga and recommend which practice you should start with first. If you are also a new time meditator where you have just learned Shambhavi, you don't know much about Isha culture, you want to know more about Isha, what other programs Sadhguru offers, then we can help you out with that also. And what should be the first practice, first Hatha Yoga practice after Shambhavi that you should learn. So we are always available. Please reach out to us on Instagram, Yogicharya, or call us as is convenient for you. Thank you so much. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram, Anna.